numbers do not lie. Fire, 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 oh, fire, 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 oh.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to JP's Fire Fantasy Show, where we will be bringing you the most up-to-date and accurate information around the fantasy world. Wow, man. As you guys know, we're in week 20 of the fantasy basketball season. We only have 2 weeks left until playoffs. So this episode will cater towards the final push to change your roster to make a final championship run. If you're one of those teams that's sitting right outside the playoffs in standard leagues, man, don't worry. A lot of things can happen. This is fantasy, so you always expect the unexpected. And if you're sitting right on the cusp of just being in, don't get too comfortable. There's still room for improvement if you haven't made your final adjustments for the year. There's definitely been some notable injuries around the league that can definitely have an impact for the remainder of the season. So let's get right into our fire waiver picks for the week, man. These will be our top 5 picks that we have researched for you guys that you should have your eye on. Starting at number 5, we're going to go James Wiseman. He's 45% owned in most leagues. Ever since being traded from the Warriors to the Pistons, I think he will have an opportunity to showcase his abilities. The Pistons are a very young team, and at the moment they are in full tank mode, so they just want to see what they have with their young talent, and I think he'll be set up to carry on a lot of minutes. Over the last 2 weeks, he is averaging 59% shooting from the floor while averaging 13 points per game and 8 rebounds. So those aren't too bad of numbers, especially because bigs aren't that abundant on the wire at this point in the season. So if you need a big, definitely go ahead and look his way. Going to number 4, we're going Xavier Tillman. He's currently 20% owned in most leagues. Over the last 2 weeks, he has shot 56.3% from the field while averaging 10.3 points and 7.8 rebounds. He also is averaging 1 block and 1 steal per game. So those are really good numbers. Like I said, bigs aren't abundant at this point in the season, but if you need defensive stats and efficiency, Xavier Tillman is definitely someone to keep an eye out for. Steve Adams is still out indefinitely, so I think the minutes will be there, especially with over the next week and 2 going into playoffs. So this will be a good add to any team. Going on to number 3, we got Tim Hardaway. I know he's a streaky player, definitely a seasoned vet though. He's currently 43% owned. Yes, he can be inefficient at times, but with the addition of Kyrie Irving, I think it gives him a lot more open space to get to the shots that he wants. Over the last week, man, he is shooting a blazing hot 51.6% from the field while averaging 4.7 3-pointers per game. So if your team is lacking in threes and you need that just one guy to just get you over the hurdle to be competitive in that category, definitely look at Tim Hardaway. He's also averaging 18.3 points per game. So Dallas is in a good position. They're currently 7th seed, and they're looking to avoid the play-in. So look for Tim Hardaway to be an essential part in that final push in their season as well. Moving on to number 2, we got Dennis Schroeder, man. He's currently 43% owned. That number will definitely skyrocket over the next 2 days, so definitely hop on this one as soon as possible. As you guys know, LeBron James is out indefinitely. There has been reports that said he's out for a minimum of 3 weeks. Even still, that's leading into playoffs. So Dennis Schroeder would be an essential part of this Lakers team as they try to make a final playoff push. They're only a half game out of the play-in and 2 games out from 7 seeds. So they have a lot to play for. A lot of people have been calling this team a disappointment and don't have any expectations for them. But I definitely see them making a final push, and Dennis Schroeder will be an essential part of that moving forward. Over the last 2 weeks, he is shooting 47.1% from the field. He's averaging 12.3 points and 6.5 assists. Now, those numbers were with LeBron, so expect all those numbers to rise. He will have high usage, especially with D'Lo out indefinitely as well. So look for Dennis Schroeder to be a league winner for any guys who needs a point guard at this point in the season. And for number 1, man, I'm going with Dennis Smith Jr. He's currently 40% owned. This is one that will also skyrocket overnight. Over the last 2 weeks, he has averaged 9.8 points per game with 5.5 assists and 2.3 steals. So he is definitely a productive player, especially with the news that LaMelo Ball has fractured his ankle and will miss the remainder of the season. Dennis Smith should get a lot of run for the remainder of the year, as the Hornets aren't playing for much, and I guess they want to see what they have in their guys. So this is kind of a showcase for Dennis Smith. So I like what he brings to the table. At the beginning of the year when LaMelo was out, he was producing top 100 fantasy value. So this is a possible league winner if you are in desperate need of a point guard and defensive stats. With that being said, go ahead and have all 5 of these guys on your radar. If you don't want to make any moves right now, man, these guys will be scooped up pretty swiftly. So stay tuned to our channel, man, and definitely look out for our next episode. We tend to like to drop these on Mondays, so that way you have enough time to get these guys before they are not available in your leagues. So definitely like and subscribe. Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think about these picks, and let's make that final push, man. Let's go ahead and win our leagues and finish out strong. Like I like to say, man, if you're not learning, you ain't living. Have a good one.
Fire, 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 oh, fire, 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 oh, hey. Don't you play yourself? Don't you play yourself? Why you hate yourself? Count